So the video this week is a bunch of panfish trips put together. With some of the boat issues I've had this fall, whenever I've gotten out, it's just been nice to get some action and get some fish in the boat. So that was my goal in all the panfish trips I took. Got a couple of northerns in the boat also. Put that footage in there. One last frog fish of the season. Alright, I'm finishing up here on a lake by Harris, Minnesota. No monsters today, but what a great day to be out. It's been really cold. I've had some boat issues, so I haven't gotten out fishing in about 3 weeks. So just to feel some fish pulling on the line is a great thing. Got a bunch of crappies today. Got a really nice sunny. This day probably won't get its own video on the channel, but I'll include it with some of the other panfish days I've had. There's a lot of reasons why a day could be a good one. And today, just being out and feeling those fish pull on the line made it a great day. Crappies everywhere. Can't beat it when you get that big of a school. Just throw it out there. Reel it nice and slow. And get a fish on. Alright, we'll get another one and then we're gonna see if we can wake up some bass with the frog. There's a fish. Nice. Awesome to feel something pulling on the line. That's another nice one. Getting up there on 9.5. Crappies. Ah, what the heck. Get another cast right in the middle of them. So just watch the end of the rod. It'll just kind of tick a little bit when one hits it. There you go. See how it just kind of boom. Try it again. So I cast it out, let it sink a little bit. Watch the end of the rod. You'll just see it tick when the fish hits. There you go. Nice. There he is. Try it again. Cast it out. Let it sink a little bit. Hopefully you can see right down the rod. The end will just tick a little bit. There it is. There we go. A little bit of a subtle bite, but once they take it, they take it. Some fun action. There we go. Just a little bump and set the hook. You got yourself a crappie. It's about 3 or 4 casts in a row. Not monsters, got a couple of nice ones, but you get the idea. Wade through them. Enjoy every fish that you catch. So pictured over here is the panfish rig that I use. Pretty simple stuff. I like to have nanofill 6-pound test on my reels, but I like to connect it to about an 8 to 10 inch fluorocarbon 6-pound leader with a barrel swivel on one end and a 1/16 ounce grub on the other end. And on that grub, I usually put either power bait 2-inch or also a gulp 2-inch grub. Let's see what we got. We got some stuff right on the bottom. Probably got another hour and a half to fish. So glad I came out. There we go. We got one of the ones we're looking for. All right. That is what I was looking for. A nice big bluegill. So a super cool thing just happened. Here I am fishing and I go past a boat and kind of talk to the person like we do and said how they biting. He asked me if I was filming and he told me that he watches my videos every week. That is so awesome. I really appreciate the person who took the time to tell me that. It's kind of cool because every week I say I hope to see you on the water, and finally I saw somebody on the water. And kind of took me aback. I just talked to him a little bit, you know, while I passed him. But then it was nice to be able to kind of talk to them at the landing once I finished up fishing. We both kind of got off at the same time. And I wish I would have asked their names. So guys in the Harris area, I really appreciate you talking to me that day. It was just great to meet you. And thanks for watching the videos. Okay, so the panfish lakes that I fish are also known to have walleyes. And this day I told myself I'm going to troll. And I had every intention of trolling, and I did quite a bit of trolling. But then I heard a big splash. And the splash was close to a weed edge. And what do you think that drew me to? Maybe there's still a few bass in there for some frog fishing. So what I did was I started with a hard bait topwater and got a hit on it. And then I thought, well, if they're roaming around in the shallows, they might still want to hit a frog. So I busted out the frog and started casting to the dying lily pads. And lo and behold, there was some northerns biting. I got one in the boat, but I had many other hits. And then I also had a big fish on that I'm not sure. Might have been a northern, might have been a nice bass, but that one got off. So it was just nice to get one more frogfish in the boat before winter hit. October frog fishing. I guarantee if there's some in that shallow, it's gonna eat it. Eat it. And he did. October frogfish. How about that? It's a frog wrecker, but it's a frog fish. Yeah. Then it was back to panfish fishing, and definitely on this lake they were still willing to bite even late in the season. So action, action, action. I mentioned earlier in the video that I've been having some boat problems. I will give you an update in the spring once everything is taken care of. Essentially, I'm going to get a new hull from Hobie that I had to pay part for, but with my boat being out of warranty, I think it was a pretty good deal that Hobie would come through and give me a discounted price on a new hull. So I'll let you know how all that shakes out once the season starts next year. One thing I really didn't do a whole lot of this summer was use my Waterwolf underwater camera. I kind of had some plans on it, the trolling on Mille Lacs. I'd usually get some footage. It just really wasn't going that much this summer, so I didn't take a chance to use my underwater camera that much. So I decided to bring it out with me while I was panfish fishing and see if I could capture maybe a crappie and how they hit the 2-inch grub that I use. And also to see what the schools of fish look like. So in this video I'll try to show you what the school looked like on the depth finder and then maybe show you some of the fish that the underwater camera captured. It was really interesting. One of the days I was catching all crappies and I got mostly sunfish on the underwater camera. So sometimes you just never know what's down there. The underwater camera was a way to kind of find out what was there. So fishing in Minnesota, you need to be prepared for any kind of weather. And I found some gloves made by Simms that are great, especially for that fall kind of fishing where your hands get a little bit cold. They're called the Simms Tight Lines gloves. And I found them here locally in the Minneapolis area at a store, Thorne Brothers. If you know fishing in this area, you know Thorne Brothers. They got a lot of musky stuff, but they've got plenty of other gear too there, so you might want to check it out. You can also find them online. All right, hi everybody. On the water in October in Minnesota. A little bit of a chilly day, but not too bad actually. The wind is down, and I'm on one of my favorite panfish lakes. I've never tried it this late in the season, but we're catching fish. The big help is definitely the depth finder. You can see on the screen there a few little marks. Find the fish, throw in there, and hope they're willing to bite. I found a couple of schools of crappies that are that have been willing to bite. It's a kayak turner. Fish on. Fish on. Right out of a big school of fish. There we go. Crappie. Fish on. It's a kayak turner. Alright. Fish on. Nice. Oh yeah. There's what we want to catch a couple more of. In fact. Alright, so it's been a fun day on the water. Biggest crappie of the day, 11.5 inches. Probably could have put some 9-inchers with it, but I think this guy is gonna live to fight another day. A lot of fun having some action on a lake. Late fall, Minnesota. Water's at about 45 degrees. Just fishing a gulp minnow grub, 2-inch, yellow, really slow. Just throw it out, let it sink, reel it in slow, And guys like these will bite. Let's get them back in the water. Thanks for watching. Hope you're catching fish wherever you are.